Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a reading for the 22nd of the 2nd, 2020. So 22222, 5 twos, which make a 1. This is basically at the request of the guides, wanting me to have a look into the energies for the day and provide you hopefully with some assistance. So without further ado, I'm going to just be utilising first of all the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle card deck by Colette Baron Reid and any other decks that sort of jump out at me through the reading. So this is the deck we'll be using first and foremost, but I do want to link with the guides first of all before we get into the sort of oracle cards here, just to see if they've got any specific messages. It's taken me a while to actually get this filmed. Yeah, we're full in Mercury in retrograde, so just pay attention for any technological glitches, because it took me about 20 minutes to actually get the camera working on the webcam. Very quickly, I do want to make an announcement. There was a reading that I did, I think it was a couple of weeks ago now, where I channeled a message for someone who was under a little bit of pressure spiritually, just in general, and offered that person, if they wanted some support, to contact me, which they did. And I, based on that, but also after the Valentine's Day video, that I channeled a message of very kind of heavy energy. I just knew there was something not right about that day. And then obviously we heard about the UK presenter Caroline Flack sadly taking her life. I have basically, on the basis of the guides request, as well as obviously people that I've spoken to, have decided to start a spiritual support group on Facebook. I'm going to link that into the description box if you are interested. It is going to be a peer-led support group. So again, topping yourself up, self-care first of all, and then jumping on if you see anyone that needs a bit of support or help, offering support, offering guidance. It's not going to be somewhere that's sort of requesting readings. That's not what it's about. It's just a group or a support sort of area really for you to share what you feel comfortable sharing. It's going to be private group, so it's not going to be public. So for example, if you do decide to join, it's not going to be something that people could see that you're in unless they're in their group as well. And because it's a private group, you wouldn't be able to see what you're posting in that group either. So if you have any further questions, I do have my email in the description box as well. Please, by all means, let me know if you've got any questions about that. If not, I'll put the link in the description for the group if you wish to join. There is one question to join. That's just so I can get to know your energy. Because obviously if I'm, my name is on this group, I want to make sure that, I've got a bit of an idea of who you are. It would be nice. And also feel free to put in the comments after you've watched this, if you want to start sharing things in comments. It does help me link in with you. So the more presence, the more kind of information or your energy that's put in the comments area, it does help me get a good connection here for the purpose of videos. So anyway, without further ado, a little bit of a long intro there, but without further ado, let's link in for the 20 seconds, get some ideas as to what spirit. There's something very Devic Kingdom about this day, very fairy, very kind of angelic. Yeah, I'm definitely going to use the Archangel sort of oracle card at some point, but I did want to use the Wisdom of Avalon because there's something about this deck they want me to kind of articulate. So spirit messages please for the collective for 22nd. Wow, okay, people have got a lot to say here. Yeah, that makes sense why I'm doing the video now. Wow. Okay, so first of all we have to look at the vibration of number 2, because obviously we are dealing with the 22nd of February, which is a 2 number, 2020, which adds up to 4, but there's a lot of 2s going on there. The 2 number is, apart from it being extremely dualistic, so light without, light and dark, it holds the vibration of, I just want to say love. For me, it's about harmony and balance. Now, because obviously this does all add up to the number one. This is about making a fresh start, making I'm hearing making amends. Someone may want to make amends with you on the 22nd, so just keep an eye out for that. I'm just hearing be open to suggestion, because obviously number two does sort of represent the house of Taurus in astrological sort of areas. Just be aware that you're not being too rigid with this energy, because it just feels like my head's going a bit like, oh, what the heck. Make sure you're leading with the heart here. We've just pulled the Queen with love. Okay, so someone wants to make a gesture towards you here, but you're not too keen on what, you're not sure. You feel, I'm going to be honest with you, this energy feels like you feel a little bit like you're out of sorts, or you're not connected. You feel there's a disconnect. I'm hearing, when is it my time? When is it me? What about me? I feel like people are feeling, again, this is not going to be for everyone, like they're being forgotten. Like they're being forgotten about. And it's interesting because I feel like this person could actually already sort of previous to this energy feel very self-assured. So there's a very dual, it's like you may have received some bad news and felt like that you don't feel yourself, and so you're trying to rebuild that, and you're trying to re-establish yourself and your connection with yourself. We've also got the Goblin in reverse. The Goblin is the wounded human ego. Look out for attachments, connections that you have with people that make you feel like you're not yourself, and or make you doubt yourself. Because this energy to me is making people, or wants to make people, try and reconnect back with them and how they view themselves, as opposed to placing too much onus on how others view you. I'm just hearing it, the winning formula. The winning formula. It's like if you're, let's say for example, you're someone who is looking for love, okay, and if you're single, maybe you've got your eye on someone, maybe you don't. Someone is looking at people here, or counterparts, looking at them to fulfill their needs, when you need to learn how to do that yourself. And you're looking for people to do that, and they're not going to be able to, because you're not. It's like you're looking at people that are half full to top you up, who you're also half full, and you're expecting a whole complete picture, or a whole complete relationship. This to me is about, I feel like there needs to be a recalibration of patterning here, about how you're topping yourself up, how you're, sort of your self-talk, what your self-talk is like, who you're focusing on, how much of your time you're allowing to focus on others as opposed to focusing on yourself. There's something about, someone's trying, this is the other thing, someone is putting so much time and energy into a love connection, and they're not, it's egoic. It's like you're trying to defy what spirit have in mind for you, because you're determined to stay on this path, and you're determined to stay resolute and think that if I just keep going with this, then at some point they're going to come round, that things will change, and you're missing something. It's based on ego. I know every time I mention that word I get so many comments. I'm not egoic. Well, I am. I'm a human. I don't know who you are. You're an alien. Well, I mean, that's a different subject, but we all have ego. We're souls living in a human existence, a physical existence with ego, People get so triggered when I say that. But yeah, we do. We all have egos. There's a recalibration of an ego that's needed here. But there's a very strong focus on feminine power, friendships, the balance of friendships, the balance of give and take, the balance of how you give to yourself versus how you give to others. Watch on the 22nd, which is Saturday, how you give your time and your love and your energy out. Watch for that. Because this is the thing, we're in Pisces season now, and this is all about, we're really about to close off a huge cycle, okay? Because obviously on the 22nd, 21st of March, which is exactly a month, pretty much, give or take, we're going to be entering into Aries season, and it's the beginning of a brand new, fresh astrological cycle, okay? It is a time to close out all old patterns of behaviour, all old outdated thought processes, all things that no longer serve us for the good of our higher selves, anything that is self-sabotaging. This is the time to get rid of it, starting with, I feel, the messages ourselves and self-care and how we top our own cup up versus how we top others up, okay? Unbalanced friendships, we need to be reviewing that. We need to be looking at how we are. Again, there's something about feminine energy here. Someone's feminine energy it's like someone's trying to suppress their feminine energy, or feels like their feminine energy is being suppressed. Now, this doesn't have to be a female. This could be feminine energy within a male. Someone is scared of being them and their authentic feminine self, okay? That is definitely what I'm picking up on as well. And this is kind of the strongest of the energies. This has to change. You have to, I mean, personally, I'd be digging into that and asking myself where this began from. Was this something from childhood, a mother figure? Because it feels like it is something from that. It's potentially about a wounded inner child and how you get your love. This is all the things that are coming up to be reviewed in order to be cleansed, healed, released, in order to actually have, you know, a clean kind of slate heading forward. This is all the kind of stuff. It's like spirit are unraveling everything that is buried within people, okay? And each month we get into this year, I feel like there's going to be a different theme. This is how, now, I'm not going to lie, I feel like this is going to be, even though we're kind of going into a brand new astrological cycle, we've got a bit of conflict and sort of chaos. I'll be honest with you, this just feels very kind of all over the place, this energy, but it's meant to clear out. This is meant as a clearance, ready for the good stuff. You know, this is not just because people, you know, spirit are just looking down at people thinking, ha, you know, let's make them suffer a little bit and then we can all just sit laughing. You know, that's not how it works. They're saying time to clean up. Time to clean up. Sorry about this. Time to clean up. On this love card, can you see the steps? This is all about a process. This is not just suddenly you go from A to Z and then you know, that's it. Yay, congratulations. This is a process. This is I'm hearing a process of elimination. And this is the other thing. They're saying don't succumb to other people's opinions of you. Don't succumb. Stand very firm in your energy here. So it's all well and good sort of, I know I said sort of, you know, make sure that you're not too rigid with it, but I'm talking in an egoic sense. If someone is attacking your character and you know that this is not you, then obviously that's where you have to stand your ground, you know. Let's pull one more card. It's really interesting. Someone feels destined to fail. It's really interesting. Restriction, wealth. Someone's feeling very blocked. And I'm hearing it's not time. It's just not time. If this is you, now I'm obviously, if you haven't already watched, I've done a what is blocking you video. That's also on my channel, so feel free to have a look at that if you haven't already. You've got to remember, this is a two-way street. if you have very clear kind of patterns of self-love, and you're open to topping your own cup up, and you know that you've got a strong sense of self-worth, usually when that happens, it creates an abundant energy. And because it creates an abundant energy, the restriction, there shouldn't be a restriction, because you're putting your energy into you. It's like an infinity sign. There's a free flowing of energy. There shouldn't be restriction. If you are currently watching this saying, well, there is, what's your self-image? You know, how do you view yourself? Do you have a positive self-affirming inner voice? You know, if you're constantly negative to yourself, like, oh, you know, oh yeah, stupid idea, and I'm not going to try this because it's stupid, then obviously there is potentially going to be a block there, because your inner voice is extremely important. You know, if it's not healthy, then, you know, as within so without, it's going to reflect your external circumstances. So the first thing I'd be doing is looking at changing that. And then if that is really something, like, for example, mindfulness, you know, like if you keep hearing yourself having a very negative self-talk, correct that. As and when you hear it, correct it. You know, you don't have to, because obviously that your subconscious is going to absorb that. Okay. Number two, if it's not your own inner voice, is it those around you? Do you have people around you who are constantly criticizing you? If that's the case, then bye bye, you know. Or you just, if you feel like they're people, you know, maybe family members, or if it's a job and you can't quite leave yet, try and communicate that. But what I'm saying is, because it's the 22nd, don't forget we're in Mercury retrograde, so I wouldn't be sitting down having long in-depth conversations if you haven't already articulated that, because there's room for miscommunication. I'd be waiting till after, around the 10th of March might be a good idea. Yeah, there's way too many. There's the energy here is that I'm picking up people who view themselves as nothing, and if they don't view themselves as nothing, they don't look at themselves as anything great. Why? Who has told you that? Who's told you you're not great? Why have they told you that? Is it because they don't think they're great, and so they want to kind of project that onto you? Because I feel like this is what you need to be focusing on here, because this restriction is also potentially also affecting your money situation, because money is also energy. So if you are around people who are constantly putting you down, who are constantly negative, or maybe if it's not just a load of people, maybe there's one or two, I mean, especially if you're an empath, you're going to absorb that, and it's not healthy. Spirit are asking you to just be very mindful on this day of what you're allowing to come near you. Start as you mean to go on as well. Yeah, look, start as you mean to go on as well. Birth, rebirth. So if this pattern of behaviour is yours in particular, try and start afresh. Try and start a brand new cycle here, okay? Because this is the thing. Sometimes when we've got these kind of inner voices that are telling us we are a certain way, or we can't do this, or we can't do that, that's so detrimental to everything. And not only that, but it's incredibly difficult to manifest in that energy, because it's a low vibration. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that you sit and lie to yourself and go, yeah, you know, you're like the most beautiful. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're not going to sit there and lie to yourself either, but you need to focus on things that you feel comfortable with or confident with. For example, if you know or you think that you're not the most attractive person on the planet, focus on other things. Like, don't be sucked into what society are making you feel like you should be valuing, because 9 times out of 10, not everyone views that. This is the thing. We're about to move into a different energy here, where the aesthetics of things and the kind of, you know, the 3-dimensional matrix way of viewing things no, not everyone views that as a importance. You know, sometimes people are viewing what we can offer on a soul level as more important, and how we treat people and what our heart is. Now, for me personally, I value that 1,000 million times more than what someone looks like, or, you know, oh look, they've got a brand new bag, so happy for them. I mean, obviously I'm happy for them, but that's not the first thing I notice about a human being. Don't get stuck into that vibration of that's all you should really value in yourself, because it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean a damn thing, okay? I don't know, maybe I'm viewing it from a point of view where I have lived that life where I put an onus only on those things. I'm going to be very open about that. I did. When I was younger, I didn't, you know, I was very, very superficial when I was younger. I was the opposite of what I am now. But, you know, I had a bit of a, not that this is an excuse, but it wasn't the easiest of journeys. And I was used to wearing a false mask because that's what I thought people wanted to see. Now, obviously, I do me, you know. This is about you doing you. Stuff what people expect. You just stick to your authentic self. If you feel like you can't be yourself, or you know there was a suppressed energy of you growing up because people were expecting you to be a certain way, I understand you. But you've got to keep being authentically you. Fight to be heard. Fight to be authentically you, because it's so important. You know, the masks. To be accepted as yourself is much more, you know, important than to be accepted based on what you want to project to people, because it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. And this is the other thing. People who live in that very aesthetically pleasing world usually are not happy. They're usually really not happy because they're expected to be a certain way. They're expected to look a certain way. They're expected to project themselves a certain way. It's not real. It's fake. And this is what this next coming, you know, couple of months, years is going to head into. People are going to start being themselves more, because we are souls living a, you know, a physical existence here, and this is what we're here to do partly. So be unapologetically you. You know, obviously I'm not saying go out and start harassing people, but just start having more faith in who you are behind the labels, behind the mask, because I'm just seeing way too many people. Like, there's so many amazing souls out there who are so used to hiding themselves back because they've just been so, just life has ripped them apart. And this is our time to stand up, you know. This is our time to be counted now, because none of that matters. Okay, yeah, the healing process and how you've kind of fought through that, of course that matters, but this is where we change the record. The scales are being tipped now, okay? Let me tell you a story. I fought to be who I am. Like I can't even summarize it because it's just unsummarizable. At some point I need to write a book, but it took me a lot to get to this place. Behind every single human being that tried to block that, or tried to get me to re-question who I am, or to sort of make me feel like I shouldn't be saying these things, or I shouldn't be doing this. Fuck that. You got to do you. You've got to someone needs to hear this, and that's why I keep going on. So apologies for those who don't resonate with this, but for those who do, you've got to keep going. Do not give up. I'm telling you, do not give up. This is going to be worth it. You're going to get to a point where you can see the effects of all this, and you're going to be like, I did it. And nothing lasts forever, all right? You've just got to keep going. You have to keep going. And this is for all those people who are finding the energy very difficult at the moment, all right? And the effects of this energy and how to sort of navigate through it. Maybe you don't want to join a support group. Maybe you're shy or very introverted. This is for you, because I feel like this energy is really highlighting that, all right? And this is the thing, we've got the next couple of weeks, there's a lot of intuitive energy that is going to be highlighted. So the mystery. Maybe you're looking back already and thinking, I don't understand why I'm here. You know, I'm so lost, I'm confused. I don't know what to do with all this. Do what you can, all right? Take notes, make a journal. I started this YouTube channel because I had a million notebooks and I didn't know where to put everything. So I started doing a YouTube channel amongst other reasons because I want to trace this, you know, in a few years when I wanted to go, oh, I wonder what happened on this date. You know, a lot of the times the messages are for me as well as everyone else, you know. So this is partly my reason. So it's because this, sometimes we channel so much information, it's hard to keep on track. So there is going to be a confusing type of energy. Maybe there's not, you know, you can't quite tangibly understand how you feel, and you feel a certain way and you can't quite pinpoint why. Give yourself a chance. Like, you are not going to come onto this planet and within 30 years understand yourself totally, or 40 years, or even 50 years, because we're so multifaceted and we change based on what, you know, experiences we have. So keep an open mind. Don't, you know, and don't sort of sit and compare yourself. If Joe from up the road, who's 20 and is, you know, is earning X amount of money, he's happy, his family are happy, and you're sat there thinking, well, how the heck has that person managed to have such a straightforward existence? Because that's what their soul's chosen for them now. How do you know that in 10 years time Joe is not going to be ripping his or her hair out, you know? Focus on you. It doesn't, trust me, it's like we're in a very illusionary energy at the moment, all right? Don't buy into that, okay? If you are unsure and you're having difficulty navigating through this illusionary energy, then ask for your guides, your angels and your helpers to show you a sign, okay? Because they will. For example, for me, my fail proof is my grandfather, who is my guardian. He's trying to talk. Oh God, don't start me off. I'm going to cry if he starts talking during my videos. He's trying to talk at the moment. This is the thing. I would be nothing. Literally, he's like the boss. You know, if I do one of these videos, I'm going to start getting all emotional again now. He's very protective and he's my world, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. If you have any ancestors in spirit that you know are your true north, they're your compass, they're the ones that will navigate you through tough times, you call upon that ancestor, all right? Maybe you're sat there thinking, yeah, but I've just lost someone and I don't know if they're here. I told this to a girl actually in one of these spiritual groups on Facebook. She was like, you know, and I'm sure it was a public group, so I'm sure she's not going to worry about me sharing this on a YouTube video. She was saying, I spoke to her when she passed, but I haven't been able to contact her since. You know, she came to me and she told me these things, and, you know, since then, you know, I haven't been able to get hold of her. And I'm like, well, yeah, because you're trying to get hold of her. You have to let her come to you. We can't be chasing people in the spirit world. For me personally, I think that's, like, I spoke to someone else who was doing who's learning mediumship, and she was like dragging the spirits into her space to speak to them, and then they were like fighting her. And I said to her, I said, if I grabbed your hair now and started dragging you towards me, how would you react? She went, I'd fight you. I went, well then what's the question? Because, you know, you can't expect anyone, spirit or physical human person here, of course they're going to sit and have an issue with that. I mean, I would, you know. And of course, we don't think of it like that, do we? You know, especially if we're learning. So sit. Maybe this is for you. Maybe you've just lost someone and you want to have, you know, a contact with that human being, with that person again. Sit. Maybe listen to a song that links you with that person and just sit and wait. So sit in a meditative space and wait for that person to come into your energy. Maybe you'll smell something. Maybe you'll feel something. Maybe you'll hear something. Depends what kind of, you know, ability you've got. Maybe I need to start offering lessons here. How to do this. Yeah, because I feel like it's going to really help you. Whatever you do, find your true north. And if you are in a space where you can't find that, For me personally, I will speak to my grandfather and I'll listen to music, I'll meditate, I'll draw, I'll sketch. To be honest with you, sometimes I even sing, you know, because it will clear my throat chakra. I walk, I go for walks, I'll exercise. Just something that is going to connect me, you know. And if it's something heart-centered, like I said, is usually my grandfather or something I feel very passionate about, which usually is spiritual, anything spiritual, because I can feel it lighting me up, you know, music as well. So make sure you're really, if you don't already have something that you can fall back on that really does uplift you, find that. Take the time to find that. Be in partnership with yourself. Okay, be in partnership with you first and foremost, okay? But maybe you're looking here, because I'm now seeing a whole different set of circumstances. Now I'm looking at these cards again. Spirit are trying to re-ground me. No wonder they picked these cards. This is a very grounding deck. Maybe you're feeling like you're losing out to something. Maybe there's a sense of competition here, maybe over a love scenario, and you want something to restart itself. There is a potential for that to happen as well. Maybe there's been arguments in the past and you're still a bit confused about the situation that's going on. You're not entirely sure whether or not this can restart. But there's definitely some restriction within a partnership here, either with the self or someone else. But this, I feel like, could be a divine feminine energy. But there's something over wealth. They're just, yeah, some kind of restriction over wealth. No, do you know what? I just realised. There's a restriction over potentially love, but you could have a good day money-wise today on the 22nd. Now, obviously, I would never suggest to buy lottery tickets because we don't entertain gambling. However, if you should wish to spare maybe $1, a pound, €1 of your hard-earned money into maybe buying one ticket, if you felt drawn to, then Spirit are saying, notice how I'm saying this, Spirit are saying then if you feel like you're drawn to do that, then they would not discount that. That is my disclaimer to say that we do not recommend gambling, but if you feel drawn to do it, then that is your free will. Focus on things that you can control. Someone's feeling very hard done by in a partnership here, and it's like their feelings are getting the better of them, I want to say. We've got the novice and the water fairy here. You could be dealing with someone who is not reciprocating. There's a block in communication. It's like you might be viewing a situation as though they don't care about you. But there's a restriction on it. It's like it's not ready yet. And I feel like you're very in your feelings about this. Focus on what you can control. But there's definitely a rebirth coming. It's like you're trying to manifest a rebirth and it's not quite here yet. What is the restriction in partnership? What is the restriction? Yeah, it's like a... Okay, so this is interesting. Someone wants to be loyal to you. So I think someone is. There's an unconditional love here. Look how adorable that... I love dogs. Look how amazing that dog is. I could just... I love dogs. This card was hidden under this movement card, now my throat chakra's scratchy. There's a restriction around how someone shows their loyalty and unconditional love to you. They want to show this to you, but I'm hearing, don't know how. And I feel because they're not doing it, you are taking it very personally, and you are getting the sense that this person doesn't care, but they do. It's not time. But they want to reach out. They want to reach out, but there's a certain restriction around them. A physical restriction. Could be the location, could be that they're in a third party. But they don't want to be in this situation. This is so cute energy. This dog. I don't know why, but this dog really makes me smile. There's just something so cute. Maybe this person's got a Labrador. What else can you tell me about the dog? Movement, restriction, partnership, please. Wow. Alchemy, justice and balance. There's a reason that this is not quite coming into fruition here. There's an alchemical adjustment happening, and this would be Libra, justice in the tarot deck, but this is about a sense of recalibration here. And I'm hearing the heart wants what the heart can't have. So maybe, you know, there's the old adage, you know, what absence makes the heart grow stronger. Maybe you're absent from your partner or your love interest. Give that time. There's something being recalibrated with all this energy here. So if maybe you're expecting someone to contact you and they haven't. This is why, I feel. Bottom of the deck is the King. So they're here. Their energy's here. Okay. They want to participate in this, but I'm hearing they're not ready. This is just an energy that isn't ready yet. They're not. I'm hearing they're not healed. I'm also hearing they're just not ready. Right, last card. What else can you tell us, please? Healing, the serpent, knowledge, healing. They're trying to heal. This needs to have time. You need to give this time now. Alright. Let me try and take... Yeah, look. And again, wisdom. The owl. So that spirit are definitely partaking in kind of releasing this and trying to recalibrate this. Let's go with the goddess deck here. What can you tell us, please? For the 22nd of the 2nd. No, they don't want me to use that deck just yet. They want me to use this one. 22nd of the 2nd. What can you tell me here, please? 22nd of the 2nd. Oh my goodness. There's a new moon promise. Someone has made a promise. This is like a spiritual promise. Someone is sticking to that. My heart's just gone weird. In a good way, of course. Look, how amazing is that card? No wonder they didn't want me to use that other deck. Well, let me just check when the new moon is. See, this is interesting. The next new moon is on February the 23rd at 3:32 p.m. So it's going to be the day afterwards. So let's see. I'm all excited. Now I'm all excited. Let me just see. So what can you tell us, please, about this new moon promise? What can you... I'm scared to look. Oh, wow. There's something from the autumnal equinox that I feel like either is being released or there's some insight coming. So the autumnal equinox would have been, was it October? Something from October. Oh my goodness. If you release something in October, oh, I'm just getting a boomerang. If something you release in October, I feel like it's coming back. But it's like under a new promise. Someone's coming back to try again, I'm hearing. And look, yeah, look. Fairies, earth magic. I picked something. There's definitely something going on with the fairies on this day. Send all your energy and wishes out to the Divic Kingdom, Crystal Divas, anything, the fairy kind of realm. It's like there's something about this, the energy today, that they're like loving. And yeah. What else can you tell me here? Something was being suffocated or wasn't allowed to breathe. There was a confusion as well at some point. We've got breathe and veiled fog, but this is about to be emerged. Something about is about to become free and available. It's like there's an awareness coming here. Dragonfly. Something about dragonfly energy here. I mean, apart from the fact this is very spring-like, it's like you'll... I just keep hearing music, the same song over and over again. But I know the song's for me, so I'm not gonna... Yeah, look. There's something that there's a precursor here to the spring equinox, because we've got autumn equinox, we've now got the summer equinox. It's like we're bang in the middle of that now, because we're about to come into the springtime. But sorry, the summer solstice will be the 21st of June, and the autumn equinox I think will be October time. So have a look at key dates, things that happened around those days, because there's something about a re-emergence. There's a new lease of life, a new insight into two of those dates, or both those dates, or maybe one of those dates. What else can you tell me, Spirit? 22nd of the 2nd, 2020. Yeah, invocation. I would be utilising all of my manifestation ability, especially with this, because there's definitely some decent juju around. Okay, let's just pull one of the goddess cards. Outcomes, please, for the 22nd of the 2nd, 2020. Outcome. I soul undying love. The love you've shared is eternal regardless of the situation. So this is confirming that love situation I was talking about. And Athena, inner wisdom. Inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. Someone has been putting off an idea based on how others would perceive them. And they're scared to carry this out because they don't know if they want to be judged. Be judged. I'll back you up. You know, it's probably, I feel like it's a very good idea, but I feel like it's very out of your comfort zone and you're worried. Trust me, my family were not fans of this work until I did a healing on my dad, and now he thinks I'm an angel. Before he was like, are you a con artist? Like, what's going on? Yeah, my dad now is convinced I'm an angel, and my mum is stubborn. She likes more traditional methods, but you know, it's up to them. Just you do you, all right? Anyway, guys, in the comments, write your thoughts. Anything, if something happens, if you win the lottery, write, let me know. Hopefully that's been of some assistance. I'm wishing you all the very best of luck on the 22nd. I want to see anything good, anything that is confirmed from this, let me know in the comments, all right? Have a wonderful day, evening. Take care.